It's my first day out on the ice, and I am super excited. It's about 20 degrees out. It was -6 just a few days ago, but now it's warm enough I can come out, and I'm super excited to be out here. But as you know, that if you go ice fishing, you really need to have good dexterity and sensation in your hand for the lightest bites that you can get. And I thought that it would be a good trial to see, comparing 3 different gloves that I have, and how sensitive they are in their ability for me to actually ice fish for these tiny fish. And so I have my Orvis gloves that expose all the fingertips. They're not waterproof, so that's the only bad thing about it. But I like it because it gives me all my fingers, so I can change my lures. I can, for difficult hooks that need to come out, I can take them out pretty easily. And inside these little mitts here, I have hand warmers that I activate well before I get to the lake or wherever the pond is. And then if I'm out scouting out, drilling holes, and just walking around, then I can keep them covered. But then once I need to, I can open up multiple digits. So first I'm going to see about what I can catch, or feel at least, with this super sensitive, ultra light kind of panfish rod. So I know you can't quite see here, but I'm going to drop this down here and see what we find. All right, so it's about 9 feet. Now I like this. I am in my little flip over that's not insulated. It's not a thermal, so I can actually take my fingers out and get some good sensitivity here. Oh, I see a fish coming here. There we go. So I could feel, obviously the sensitivity there is really nice when my fingers are exposed. The only bad thing then is the fact that if I was the little perch here, I'll let that guy go. The only bad thing now is if I was out in the elements, my hands now are going to be cold. So this is kind of the gold standard for me, because I really like this, because I can really manipulate my hand pretty well. Okay, so already on the flash, I can see there's a lot of signal down on the bottom. Now I'm going to use these Kastking ones, which are waterproof, and they're kind of lined with a fleece. Ooh, I see a lot there. All right, so now I'm gonna see if I can have the same level of sensitivity. Drop my line down. I got this little inline reel, which is really nice. Oh, already. Oh, I hit it right on the drop. Holy cow. Get my lure back down. Oh, here we go. One's chasing. So it's a little harder. Oh, there we go. One's coming up really aggressive. Well, it's actually a little harder. They're super aggressive. I wish I could show this here. There we go. So now the nice thing is, this is completely waterproof, so I can not have to worry about my hands getting wet out in the elements there. The fine dexterity clearly is gone here. It's kind of like, I think, certainly I've worn these out when they're even colder, and they get a little stiff, but they do keep you pretty warm. And they're actually pretty flexible. I don't mean to say they're not, but I mean that they're awful, but it's Not too bad. So I'm gonna try again, drop this next guy down. We'll try that again. I see a lot of signals down here. Oh boy, they're really aggressive here. There we go, slightly bigger guy. Now, I do like the fact that this is waterproof, and if I'm out in the elements, I don't have to take my gloves off, but they are a little difficult. Luckily, I haven't had any really difficult hook sets that I need to take out, so not bad. I like it. They're a little stiff, and they get worse in the cold, but I think pretty good, especially with this very sensitive rod here. Now these ones, a friend of mine had, and we were open water fishing out on the Mississippi River, and he was just really gripping these walleye and sauger with these, and it didn't pop a hole in it. Now they're not made to be like puncture resistant by any means, but it was pretty cold, and he was handling them no problem, putting his hand in the live well, staying completely dry. I like this version because they are fully waterproof. They have this texture to make it not as slippery, and it's a little thinner than that Kastking version. And I like this wrap around here, so it keeps wind out. So I think pretty good. Let's see how this works. All right, let's drop down there. You can see I do have to use 2 hands to get my inline reel down. Okay, I can already see we're gonna get intercepted here. Here they come. All right, there we go. Okay, so that one wasn't, I could feel it pretty well. I like this one because it's a little easier to manipulate my hand, my fingers, sorry. It's not as thick as the Kastking one, and it allowed me to pull that guy out, feel it pretty well. Let's try that again. Okay. Sorry, it's so windy. Hopefully it's not, you can hear me okay. All right, whoa, that hit it on the drop. I didn't need more extra sensitivity for that one. A little bigger perch. Okay, that one was a little bit of a freebie, I guess, because I really didn't need any sensitivity there. So, slightly bigger one. All right, let's try again. I have worn these out when they're really cold, and I will say, in anything 20 degrees and below, they're all cold. Your fingers all get cold. I think it's really a matter of how much dexterity do you need, and then what's the likelihood that you'll actually be getting your fingers wet. A little school of perch here. Waiting for a big guy to come by. Okay, it's another one. So, I think just to recap, I like these 3, and what I didn't show today is kind of just your standard, like really thick, like ski glove type of gloves, and those definitely keep you warm. Mitts are warmer than actual gloves because keeping the fingers together generate heat against each other, but the mitts obviously are not that have much dexterity unless you have the option like my first one, you can get your fingers out, but then once you get that wet, then it's kind of game over because it gets really, really cold. Okay, so I like these because they're thin. They don't keep you as warm as the Kastking ones. The Kastking ones are lined, but these ones, if you want to get stay waterproof, you're in the wind, it's not that cold, I like these. And the Kastking ones, I think when it's that cold, probably a next step up from here. I mean, you do get pretty good dexterity too. And so I think that's about it. Oh, and I think clearly, if you are if you're using one of these waterproof ones and you have to get your hand out and that gets wet, then that's also hard to overcome. That's where then you can just take your hands out, put them in your pocket, and then keep a hand warmer in your pocket too. Well, hopefully this is helpful. I think just 3 different kinds of gloves to use when ice fishing. Now I'm sure there's a lot of other gloves too, but these are the ones that I really like. Okay, thanks.